Okay, welcome everybody today for a class on the most common mistakes with prepositions. Welcome to a class on the most common mistakes with prepositions. Don't confuse for and to. Welcome somebody to something. So yeah, I will try to be careful with my prepositions. And that's something that I want you to know, in fact, that natives will often mix up their prepositions and they won't notice. You know, I suppose if you put the two options to them, the incorrect one and the correct one, they'll usually choose the correct one. But when you're speaking quickly, you often get your words in a muddle, and I think this is why natives will often mix up their prepositions. So don't feel too bad about making this mistake yourself, just because, yeah, we all make these mistakes, guys. Let's not be too hard on ourselves. Now, the first one I'm going to deal with is arrive. And, you know, I want you to remember that with verbs of going, and arrive is not a verb of going, you might be surprised to hear. But go to, yeah? Go to the shops, go to the station. But remember, go home without a to. That's one exception. You go home, but you go to the shops, you go to the station. But you don't arrive to, you don't. And so this one's always wrong. Arrive to anywhere is always wrong, okay? It's always going to be arrive at or arrive in. But you've got to get them the right way round. It's arrive in a city, yeah? So we would say they arrived in Paris and not at Paris. Yeah, maybe they're flying there and they arrived in the airport, they arrived in Paris. Sorry, they arrived at the airport, they arrived in Paris at a certain time. Yeah, maybe at 3 o'clock. So the way to remember this is arrive in plus city, arrive at plus place. Yeah, maybe a building, maybe an airport, maybe your work. Yeah, I arrived at work at 3 o'clock. Yeah, arrived at work. And yeah, okay, you might say work isn't a place, Dave. Well, it kind of is. Arrive at the office, arrive at work, arrive at school, arrive at university, arrive at the hospital if you're not a patient, if you're a visitor. Arrive in Paris, arrive in London, arrive in Glasgow. So it's going to be in plus city and at plus they arrived at her house. Yeah, because house is a building like hospital, school, church, whatever. Yeah, but arrive in plus city, arrive at plus place. And we do say go to, but we don't say arrive to. Okay, that's important. Many other verbs of motion. Go to, drive to, come to, run to. Sure, we use to with all those other ones, but not with arrive. Okay, so arrive at her house, arrive in Paris at 3 o'clock. Now, this is something you can learn as well. We use on plus 1 day. Yeah, this is the way I like to see it anyway. On plus 1 day. And what I mean is we say on January the 1st. We say on July the 2nd. We say on Monday. We say on my birthday. We say on the 25th of December. We say on Christmas Day. If it's 1 day, it's on. Always. Okay, we say at plus time. Yeah, at 3 o'clock, at... we also say it with with festivals as well, at Christmas, at Easter, but they're more periods of time. But I'm talking about time here of at 3 o'clock, at 2:30. So we use at plus time, on plus 1 day, and in plus much longer periods, yeah, plus year, in 2001,